everyone, welcome back to Original Cinema Podcast about remakes, prequels, sequels, legacy sequels, and anything that has an original.
And
Remasters.
remasters. Blah 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 blah.
Um, my nose is itchy. I'm not picking it. How are you, Lex? Well, this is my co-host, Lex. I'm Corey.
Hi, I'm Lex.
That's
Um,
Lex.
I drank a lot of coffee today, so
I had. Did I?
I was very tired, but I drank a lot of coffee today, so I'm doing better. I'm
I had
caffeinated,
2 cups
and
of
I have a
coffee.
Diet Coke.
Diet cock.
I will die for my country, Diet Coke.
I had
Um,
two. I had 2 coffees. I had 2 cokes and a cookie. I had 2 coffees and an energy drink.
we're really caffeinated. New. This is my room,
This
so
is my room.
it looks. I finally like feel like I can record in it because all of like I've actually like finished unpacking from when we were at school, so it doesn't look horrible. Um, and these are my lovely plushies that will be accompanying us for
Plushies.
episodes. Um,
Um,
what's today's episode? And would you like to explain your background?
okay, so today's episode is 20. Okay, first of all, this is my room. I said, this is my room. I don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, our episode is on the 28 days and 28 weeks later, not to be confused with the movie 28 Days, the rom com.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that was a thing.
I did neither until recently. But evidently, some people confuse the Wikipedia pages. I don't know. That's fucked up, though. Yeah, so these are
Is this
zombie
gonna set?
films.
Okay, so my question is, this is gonna be released like right as the new one comes out, right?
I think the day the new one comes out.
Okay, awesome. So this will be perfect in case you need like a recap of like
Yeah,
what the older movies before you watch the new one. We're
exactly.
goaded.
We're
Uh,
relevant.
First one directed by Danny Boyle.
My
Second,
fucking goat. I love him.
what other has he done anything else?
Oh my god, yes.
I
He did Train Spotting. Have you heard of that?
I haven't watched it, but
It's
it's
really
on
good.
my watch list because it looks really good with Ewan McGregor.
So he did Train Spotting. He did T2 Train Spotting 2, the sequel to Train Spotting. He
Oh,
did Steve Jobs with Michael Fassbender. Amazing movie. He did the Best Picture winning Slumdog Millionaire. Probably my least favorite of his movies. Um, he did Sunshine 2007, which is one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever. It's about a crew who need like on a spaceship who need to restart the sun.
wow,
It's Chris
that's
Evans,
cool.
Benedict Wong, fucking like just a bunch of great actors, and like
Nice.
basically it's the sun makes you crazy. It's cool. He also did. Oh fuck! What else did he do? 127 hours, the movie where Dave Franco cuts his arm off and drinks his own
Okay.
piss,
What the fuck?
um, and like jacks off to a woman or something.
I'm
The
joking.
and I in the idea of a woman. Um,
Oh,
it's based on a true story about a guy who got his arm stuck between like boulders and he had to amputate his own arm. Um,
what
True
the?
story.
Why?
Yeah,
Okay, why does this Loki sound familiar now?
because it was pretty famous actually. Like when I remember the trailers for it. But
Okay, yeah, this kind of rings a bell now.
he also did the movie Yesterday, where everyone forgets the Beatles.
Thank God. Thank God.
That's
Yay.
a
Can we
great
please
movie.
forget the Beatles?
That's a no. No.
I'm
It's
sorry,
me,
guys. I do
Paul.
not like the Beatles. I like one song by them,
Which
and that's
one?
it.
Which one?
Strawberry Fields Forever, I think.
Strawberry. Oh, what about Imagine? It's me. It's me, the Beatles. Oh no! Imagine
Okay.
we all jacked each other off, John.
Blink twice if you need help. Also, I think my camera just glitched for a second,
It
but
is, and it's kind of funny. It keeps doing it.
oh, it keeps doing it?
It's not like twice.
It's fine.
I
Guys,
don't
I'm
care.
sorry. We're figuring it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it live. Okay, so enough about Danny Boyle. The other director, he hasn't really done anything. I think he's making a movie that's like, wait, let's take a second here, because I don't want to slander this man's name. But he
I
may be
knew it
directing a
was
movie. Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce his name, but
I think That
Oh
sounds
yeah, he
pretty right.
did Damsel, that fucking Millie Bobby Brown movie
Oh,
that came out last year that nobody watched. Sorry, buddy. Um, and I don't remember if it's him or someone else, but I gotta check. Um,
and the new one is being directed by Danny Boyle, right?
it is my goat.
Nice.
Okay, so what I was thinking of is not him, so ignore what I was thinking.
But Danny
Um,
Boyle has a pretty damn like stacked lineup of movies he's
Oh
done.
my god,
So
Danny Boyle
very
is
impressive.
amazing, and the screenwriter for the original is Alex Garland, writer, very famous writer, director of films like Ex Machina, Annihilation.
Wow.
He did Civil War and Warfare recently. Very good
Nice.
writer. I can't think of any other of his films off the top of my head, but he's great. He's also writing the new film, 28 years later to release June something if 27th
June
maybe.
something. Whenever this
Yeah, whenever this
podcast
episode comes
episode
out.
gets
Yeah.
released. Um, but yeah, that's cool.
Yes,
I'm not like a names person.
I
So
am.
like when you just like, the person that did that and that and that, I'm like, oh,
Oh my
okay.
god. Um Alex Garland wrote DMC Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry Bloody Palace Mode, DMC Devil May Cry Virgil's Downfall, DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. What the fuck?
Oh, he wrote those games?
Yes.
Oh, he wrote. Okay, so that's actually kind of
He's my goat.
that's like okay.
I know that's
So
like the
I think
remake, right?
those are the like the that's like the reboot of Devil May Cry that people don't like because it's kind of more edgy than like the actual games. But I thoroughly enjoy them.
Because
I
Alex
think they're
Garland's the
cool.
goat.
I I think people would like it more if it wasn't Devil May like if it was just a different franchise.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack is also fucking amazing. Great industrial band Combi Christ does the soundtrack. It's I personally really like it. And a lot of Devil May Cry fans don't, and they also don't like the new anime, which I also liked. It was fine. Um,
I watched part of
but
it.
that's cool.
It seemed okay.
Like
Um,
it's nothing like crazy good, but like I don't know, I enjoyed it. There was one episode that stood out to me in particular, but yeah, that's cool that Alex Garland did that.
yeah, shout out Alex Garland. He also wrote the movie Dread, which is based on Judge Dredd, the comic book. Which I've heard it's like a cult classic now. It was kind of like not panned when it came out, but it was really overlooked. And he like basically shadow directed it. But yeah, that doesn't really
Okay,
matter.
we should talk about the
Yeah,
movies.
the actual
Um,
point in hand, 28
28 Days Later
days later,
came out.
2002.
Yeah, I was about to say that, and then weeks later came out in '07.
Yes,
Why did they not make a 28 months later?
they did.
They did?
So they didn't. There's this like I don't know, I know nothing about it, but these people, like random people, made their own like low budget indie fucking 28 months later, and it looks unhinged.
Oh,
It's like wicked low production value. I saw a trailer for it on like Amazon or something. It looked
it's on Amazon.
wild. It's like it's just some like just relegated to streaming movie. So I want to watch it eventually, but it looks insane. Um,
Maybe we
but I
should
need
do that with the new one that's coming out.
Oh yeah, very compare. I mean, the new one was shot on an iPhone mostly, I think, or at least partially.
Oh, okay.
I'm not joking.
So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
that reminds me. I would like to talk about.
Well, we got to talk about what
I'm
the movies are
assuming.
about first.
Okay, let's explain what the movies are about. Um,
Zombies.
basically, but they don't call them zombies. They call them infected. And they are
And
infected with this thing called like a rage virus, which like I don't know, just makes you angry and you start killing people. They can infect you by either biting or through blood or saliva. Um, and so kind of the first one mostly is about like Hello Monkey.
the monkeys were at the beginning of the first movie.
Oh my god, yes. We blame this on fucking monkeys. And the stupid fucking like I assume they're like PETA people or something.
Yeah,
Like
fucking stupid ass PETA. I hate
the stu-
animals.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I love chicken. I love eating chicken. Um anyway, what was I
La
saying?
la la
They let
lava.
these they let these like chimps run out. Um, Despite the doctor saying like, "Hey, don't let them out there. They have a highly infectious disease that can spread to humans."
And then
All
they all
logic is out the door,
die.
and then they all fucking die, and then it spreads all. Keep in mind, this also takes place in England, or
Sorry, you said it, you triggered me.
sorry, this all
Tr-
yeah. So this takes
Trigger
place in
warning,
England.
British people.
Yeah, that's the entire movie. And so it cuts to
Well,
28 days later. Um, Jim, played by Cillian Murphy, my fucking goat. I love Cillian Murphy. He's awesome. He plays the iconic Oppenheimer. He also plays Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders. Anyway, this is like super early in his career, I think. And he plays Jim, and he kind of like walks around like the isolated streets of, I don't know which UK city it is. I'm assuming it's either like London or like
it's London.
Manchester or something. And then he finds two other survivors. One of them dies. The other one is Selena. And then they find Frank and Hannah, father daughter. And they try to find like a military base that they found on the radio. But Frank gets infected on the way there, or like right as they get there, and he dies. And Hannah is like, "Oh my god, my father died." But then they go into the military base, and turns out the enemy is just men,
This is
because
true.
they were promised women, and so they have to like fight them off.
There's actually Alex Garland also wrote and directed a horror movie recently called Men. So
Yeah.
I heard that was like mid as fuck, but also a lot of people just kind of like hate on Alex Garland's shit because it's like weird. So I don't know. I have to watch it eventually. Anywho, please continue.
I mean that's mostly it. They escape. Um, they all three of them escape, and they live in a cottage after. But I don't I think that's not to like bring up like one of my favorite like zombie media ever, but I do think some of this definitely inspired The Last of Us.
Oh my god, yes.
Like call
Specifically, there's a scene where Killian Murphy goes into a room alone, away from the more experienced person, looks at a zombie that is trapped, and then kills it, which exactly happens in The Last of Us 1 with Ellie. I was
um
watching it with my family and I was like, that just happens in The Last of Us. They're like, wait, yeah.
yeah, and also like the more like obvious thing is they don't call them zombies, they call them infected. And The Last of Us also does the same thing where they call them infected instead of zombies, because I don't know, it sounds nicer, I guess. Um
It's less like hokey, I guess.
yeah.
Because zombie has like a more like not
It
campy
feels like
feel
more
to it.
scientific, I guess. Like that's the best way I
Yeah.
can. Um, and what else was I gonna say? I think the like I don't know. I think some people liked this movie more than I did. But I can see like why, like it definitely set like a lot of stuff for the zombie genre, I think. And I don't know. I thought the camcorder, like it being shot on a camcorder, I assume for most of the movie, and then like
Yes.
at the ending sequence, it's like shot on like an actual camera. I thought that was cool, but I think that my argument is that I think like future ones have done it better, like the premise of this movie better. But I still think it's worth it. Like I think the ending with
Interesting.
like where they're like they're promised women, and it's like becomes like this movie about men. Like there's a part I don't know. I feel like Selena in the first part of the movie, like she has a character, but it kind of like gets pushed to the side. And Hannah has no doesn't really have much of a character at all.
It's just kind of annoying.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna bring up The Last of Us again. There is a very like uncomfortable scene that happens in season one. I'm not gonna talk about part two. No one talk about part two because it's no spoilers. They will be deleted in the comments.
Delete
Um,
you.
there's and I think it works with Ellie, who is a young girl, because she has such a strong personality, and you become so connected to her because you spend so much time with her. And when you play as her, she gets like predated on by this man named David, and it's like awful to like you have to fight him. It's like a terrible thing to watch. But I think that works a lot better than what this film is trying to do,
Mm.
because you get a lot more time with Ellie, and she has like a very very like strong personality that you see when you play as Joel and as Ellie. And it like even after like that encounter, like you see how much it changed her as like a person.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. I think that I mean the thesis I think of this movie is that like I mean humans are monsters regardless, and like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter whether you're infected or not. You are a murderous, horrible piece of shit if you allow yourself to be so. But even then, Cillian Murphy's character by the end kind of like I don't know, he goes like full freak mode and like just starts killing people. And like I it's kind of like this like you I don't know, it's this idea of like we all have this innate kind of monster in us, and maybe the infection just let us be who we really are.
And I get what you mean by that, but I again, I am a Last of Us glazer. I think that it does some of that better.
Oh,
Just in my
I do not refute that at all. I mean, yeah.
even like I'm talking more so about the game when I talk about this, but I like the show is still we should do an episode on the first season at some point. Because I started rewatching the first season and it's very good. Um I like Pedro Pascal. Um
True.
we should also mention the weeks later one.
Yes.
Um
Let's can I do the great summary of this one?
yes, of course, please do.
So the opening of this movie, it's like the beginning of the plague or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and there's a bunch of people in the house, and they all fucking die. And there's this dude, he like lets his wife get murdered. Like she's like, help me," and he's just like,
I hate him.
eh, and then he runs away, and it's like, whoa, holy
Here
shit, and like. The beginning of this movie fucking rocked. I'm like completely honest. This opening scene rocked. Want to
I
know
like
why?
and then what why?
Danny Boyle directed it,
Oh, of course.
and then he did nothing
And
else.
then
And then,
but we have
uh, hey, I was getting there.
okay,
let me do
okay,
my
I'll
thing.
let you continue. I'm playing with the
I'm gonna
fidget right
bleep
now.
that out when you say it in the fucking episode because I need the big reveal.
You need to have it. You need to
I
have the
do.
moment.
So and then later on, like we follow like he has kids, but then you find out the wife is still alive and like she's kind of immune, but not really. And basically the world is like rebuilding after the pandemic, and all that shit. And but um basically her entrance, the wife's entrance into the area caused by the stupid children, by the way. Fucking hate them.
I fucking
So
hate those
annoying.
stupid kids. They piss me off the entire movie. You cannot expect me to care about them. Like, anyway.
I understand. But and then we have everyone's favorite actor, Jeremy Renner.
I just moved my camera. Oh my
Audio
god.
listeners, I just brought up the Jeremy Renner app.
Oh my god.
Everyone's favorite app.
Oh my god. I just like okay.
Lex's
I'm
camera just like broke.
because I started laughing. Okay, hold on.
Technical difficulties, my friends. But yeah,
I've been
okay.
having a lot of those this episode.
This is true. But yeah, Jeremy Renner shows up and he's a sniper, and then like they like all band together, Jeremy Renner and the kids and like a couple of the people, and like we got to get out of here. And then they try and get out of there, and then everyone dies except for the kids, and like a helicopter like 360 like explodes people. I don't know. It's a
They
weird
just start
movie,
killing
man.
everyone.
Yo, actually, like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, hey, guess what? The government actually hates everyone, and they'll do anything to regain, like, control everything, and they
Oh,
just start
and of the
murdering
U.S.
citizens.
military is involved because they had to.
And they make Idris Elba a British man play an American. Why?
He
I don't
still
know.
kind of had like a British accent though.
It was like 50-50. Like, you could tell he was trying to be American, but sometimes he just, like, I don't think he gave a shit. He just kind of got the bag and left. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
respect.
good for him.
But yeah, Killian Murphy's not in this. Oh, the movie ends with the kids riding away on a horse. I'm pretty sure, right?
I think
Oh
so,
no,
yeah.
that's a different movie I watched, is it?
No, no, they go in the helicopter.
Oh, they're in a helicopter. Sorry, I just watched a different movie recently where it was apocalypse and kids rolling on a horse. Um, but this movie they go in a helicopter and like that's kind of it. It's okay. It's not great. I've seen better. I've seen worse. Um,
I
it
just
is
like
nowhere near as
the
good as the first one,
oh my god, like they all piss me off in this movie. Like the
except for
fucking
Jeremy
dad,
Renner.
of course.
I love
He
him.
sacrificed his life to save the kids, which I wouldn't
He
have
gets
done. I'd be
set on
like, "Fuck you
fire.
guys, you annoying bitch." Um anyway, the dad like pissed me off so bad. Like you knew she was infected, you
Even his
still like made
face.
out with her. Like I know his face pissing me off. I'm sorry, British people. But like why would the fuck would you start kissing her? Like you know she's infected. Like she has
I
the
don't know.
thing in
He's
her eye.
horny.
Like okay,
Hey,
but and also like
yo.
the one of the kids gets infected and is immune because of like genetics or whatever.
Oh, I forgot about that. I watched this like over a week ago. Sorry.
No, you're good. I don't
Uh, this is off the
like I don't
dome.
know, the movie like it's not like terrible. I just like was sitting there, I was like,
It's just
why?
it's like in
It's just
it exists and that's it, you know? It's not bad, it's not good,
it's
it
just
just exists.
and I feel like that's like the worst thing a movie can be.
It depends,
Like
yeah.
sometimes like I don't know, like you can either have something that's really good or like bad, but something that's just like run of the mill is just like I feel like
The
is the
worst
most forgettable.
yeah, forgettable. Being forgettable is the worst thing a movie can be.
Yeah.
Um that is objectively true in my opinion. Um but the thing with 28 Days Later is I do not find it forgettable, for many reasons. Um, and one of them being, as you mentioned, it is entirely filmed on a camcorder, a handheld camcorder.
It's fucking awesome. Like I
It
was
is.
watching it. It feels
I was
so
so
like
taken aback. I had no idea, and like we turned the movie on, and I was like, and I like Googled it, and like 2002. This was before digital like was even like really big in filmmaking. The first like I think film like really big film filmed on digital was I want to say it was Star Wars Clone Wars, which was like I think it was 2002 or 2003, right? One, two. So I think it was the same year as this, maybe. Um, Attack of the Clones, I think. Yeah.
yeah,
But
you
yeah,
said Clone Wars. I was like, what?
yeah.
Sorry.
The animated film was filmed on on digital.
Digital. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but no, like it was that, and then later on, movies like Collateral used it, and Michael Mann started becoming the digital goat, and David Fincher is the digital king, and blah blah blah. But digital was like was a novel technology then, and this is kind of the era of found footage filmmaking.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my
Very
camera.
much so spurred on by the Blair Witch Project in '99, and later we had films like Cloverfield and REC, and what's another found footage film? I can't think of any.
I don't know.
But found footage is like, oh, Paranormal Activity, I guess, kind of counts. But like all of these sort of films that were like they utilized digital as a gimmick, and this movie doesn't do that. It just uses digital.
I fuck with it though. I don't know.
It's
I like the aesthetic
beautiful
of it.
because
Um.
it commits to its vision. And then, as you mentioned, the very last scene is filmed on 35 millimeter film.
Oh,
And
all no. Wow. I
yeah,
didn't know that.
I had I when it changed to the last scene, I was like, "What the fuck just happened? This looks insanely different." And I googled it, and I was like, "Was like the final scene filmed on film?" And it was like it said, "Yeah, it was filmed on 35 millimeter." And I was like Danny Boyle knows ball. Like, holy shit, that is the coolest
And
thing you could ever do.
you mentioned that the new one is going to be recorded on iPhone too, which is also
At
like
least
something really
partially.
cool. It's it's still really cool with movies that do that because it's like wow,
Yeah.
like this can create like a crazy film. Like
Skibbity toilet movie when
uh
soon. A teaser
um
dropped like 2 days ago.
I need to I need to mention something. There are so many naked shots of Killian Murphy.
Oh yeah, I saw his dick. That shit was
I
crazy
saw his
though.
dick and
Full
ass.
bush.
Like that shit was out. Um and so I'm also curious about him being in the new trailer.
He's
You
not in it.
Killian Murphy?
He's not. Are you talking
I
about that weird zombie looking dude?
yeah, that looks like
No,
him.
that's not him. That's not him. That's just a random guy.
Are we sure?
Yes. But to my knowledge, that's just a random fucking zombie. That just like it
Uh
is. It's just a British.
oh yeah, they're saying he won't appear, but that looked like eerily like him, and so I thought it was him.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand. I get that. But also like let's not forget Killian Murphy is Irish. Let's not slander his name. He is not British. He is
he
better
is
than that.
excluded from this. He is awesome.
Hope it fucking word we have fucking potato farmers.
Um, I also just like with the 28 years, I really love like the first part of it where you're just walking around like London, I think you said it was,
28
and
days, you mean?
yes.
I'm like, you haven't seen 28 years yet. When does it come
No,
out?
I have. I got special access.
Fuck, I wish.
Spoiler,
Um,
spoiler. There's zombies.
Spoiler, they're in London.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay. I have like too many. I have a lot of thoughts that are going at once,
No,
but I was gonna
please.
talk about like the 28 days. The first thing I was gonna say, is that I really like the first like part of it where it's just Jim walking around London by himself because it
Completely
really shows
empty.
how fucking like wiped out like it is. And you just and like again like the camcorder makes it look like it's found footage, but
Um,
it's
yeah, and another thing with that is 2002 CGI was not up to snuff to perform that as like fake. So all of those shots are real, obviously. So a way they performed that, I mean, they did shut down some streets, but most of it was just filmed like really early hours of the morning, so no one was out. Like that because this movie was made for it was $8 million. That was the budget.
wow.
It had a return. It made 87 million.
Wow.
So like,
So they definitely got their money
yeah,
back.
they made big bucks with that one. What's the budget of the new one? The 28 years later's budget is $75 million.
So it's almost
Sam.
10 times the budget of the original. That's crazy.
And it was
Um,
shot on an iPhone.
and like the thing that's crazy to me too is when he's walking by alone, like with the knowledge that we have of like COVID-19, like it that like I think like watching like these like pandemic movies always feels like crazy to watch now because we've
Uncanny.
experienced something like that. And like I remember driving around places and like when we were like in
Fucking empty.
quarantine and it was so empty. It was so like creepy. It just like because everyone was stuck in their houses. And so like when I was watching that too, I was like, "Oh my God, like
This is me for real.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. The filming in public locations like that um is just such a interesting, it's such a fascinating thing to me. Like there is a scene in a film called Vanilla Sky. It's a Cameron Crowe film with Tom Cruise where they completely cleared out Times Square. They
How the fuck do you do that?
I don't know how much I wait, let's see.
They must have paid a lot of money. Holy shit.
Vanilla Sky cost over $1 million to shut down Times Square for 3 hours.
That's
And
insane.
it's like a very short scene. It's like a couple minutes. Um, like that shit's fucking crazy. And I mean, like that kind of goes into this idea of like I practical filmmaking, obviously amazing, and what you can do and being creative, which is the a lot of people say that like um money is the enemy of creativity. So like the more money you have, aka Marvel films, the less creative you become in sort of like how you do the things that you need to, such as like film Nick Fury without a gun in his hand on a green screen, or like CGI a gun in his hand or whatever the fuck.
That's so weird.
But like then you have films like Evil Dead using toothpaste and stop motion because they had no fucking money. And like, these are very different films, obviously, but like it is that idea of like 28 days later. they performed what they needed to by just like going there at a very certain time, filming at very certain parts of the day. They had to dress all of the fucking streets with like trash and all of that and like make it
Mm.
all look like it really was an apocalypse. Like that's insane.
Yeah. Um, Not to bring up The Last of Us again, I think it was shot mostly in Canada. But like,
Fucking
but it
Canada.
was shot in like certain parts of the city of like I don't fucking know Canadian cities. Sorry,
Probably Vancouver. That's where most things are filmed in Canada.
but like, I remember seeing pictures of the set because like it's a post-apocalyptic setting, so they have to like put all these vines and shit. Like it's so impressive.
It really is.
That
SFX team on
how
that fucking
much
show is
the fucking clickers, which I want to talk about, like the way that the zombies also move in this, like very much reminds like when they're
very
like
reminiscent.
and I hate being like, guys, look at other zombie
Well,
media that I
this 28 Days Later did so much for the zombie genre. Like after
yeah
this, like a whole slew of movies came out. The Dawn of the Dead remake from Zack Snyder came out. Shaun of the Dead came out. We had Land of the Dead, which was George Romero, director of Night of the Living Dead, coming back to the zombie genre. We had fucking REC, which is a found footage zombie film. We had Diary of the Dead, which is a found footage zombie film directed by George Romero, director of Night of
nice
the Living Dead.
yeah
And we had everyone's favorite film, I Am Legend, where Will Smith says, I am legend. He doesn't. I wish he did, though. Um, but yeah, like this did. And then we have The Last of Us. Like it's a very clear um genesis point in 28 Days Later for all of these things like coming out after. And of course, like
yeah
maybe these things were in production beforehand, such as like the Zack Snyder film or whatever. But like at 28 Days Later, I think it kind of just like spurred interest in zombies again.
which was started way back when with Night of the Living Dead, obviously, which is also an amazing movie. That also has like social commentary, like especially with the main character being a black man in 1968, like, and he ends up getting shot at the end. Like, I think, and there are certain like horror films, and I'm just kind of just generalizing because of horror. Like fucking like recently, the creator of Terrifier was like, "Oh, I don't put political shit in my films," which just like that stuff pisses me off because like
Well, that's
blah
a
blah blah.
political stance in and of itself.
Like not choosing to have political stuff is inherently political, like blah blah blah. All art is political, but I think I like it when like especially zombies make like these kind of commentaries about like who we are as humans. And
Exactly.
also just like monsters in general, like kind of being a commentary on humanity and especially like oppressed groups like women and people of color. Like I think
Vampires.
I'm not equating like I'm not equating zombies to like women or like minorities. Like I need to clarify I need to clarify
Yo,
that.
women are
But
fucking monsters,
but
bro.
like being
Lex said so.
oh absolutely.
Yep.
Like but like being in these post-apocalyptic settings and seeing how people continue to like what's the word like
Oh,
continue
like being
like
like misogynistic.
like continue to further these dynamics even though it's like the societal structures that upheld these are gone, but you still inherently are upholding them
well, it's kind of
to
the thing
what
of
feel
like
better over other humans. Like
it's easier to be angry than it is to understand. It
exactly.
takes a second to tell a lie. It takes an hour to tell the truth. Like these are all the same idea of like it is so much easier to stick to the societal norm and what you know. Um, Misogyny being a societal norm. I'm 6'4", by the way. Um, it's I mean like, but like genuinely like it's just this thing of like of course, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that girl was wearing booty shorts and a tank top. She just wants attention." Like that's just like what is ingrained in our heads from a very young age because I mean, a million things happen. Like I just watched a movie the other day. Amazing movie. I give it 5 stars. Perfect movie. Begin again. Um, but like there's this weird thing where like Mark Ruffalo's daughter in the film like wears like somewhat like revealing clothes, and one of the characters is just like, well, you don't want to dress like you're totally easy, and I'm like, whoa, that's I don't like that. And like it's a very short and like short-lived moment, and like I don't think it detracts from the film at all like as a whole, but like that's just a normal thing, you know?
Yeah, and like, and in these zombie apocalypses, like women only being seen for like, and it's not even only in
Reproductive
zombie
usages.
apocalypse. Yeah, just being used as reproduced. Like we fucking see it now. Like there is this
They're
woman
like
in
human
Georgia that
incubators, yeah.
there's this woman in Georgia that is brain dead, but they are keeping her alive just so she can deliver a baby.
Who
Like
will
they are,
probably have severe birth defects upon birth and might not even survive.
but they're still keeping her alive, even though she is literally brain dead, just so she can have like, it's stuff like this. Like watching these movies, it's like we don't even need a fucking apocalypse when this is all that women are being seen for now. Like it's just crazy. That's like literally like my fucking letterbox review was I choose the bear. Like if I was in a zombie apocalypse, I would just kill myself. Like I'm not even
Oh, me
kidding. Like
too. Me too.
dealing like like maybe if it was like Walking Dead zombies, like but like it's stuff like this, like the people that survive, like what they will do. Um, to like take advantage of other people obviously and like like I don't know I minus the zombies like just I don't want to deal with that.
We're the real monsters.
I mean we really fucking are because
No, I mean
uh,
that's
like
like
as
a
I know
inarguable point.
like and like you said I think you mentioned this earlier like or I'm also kind of thinking of this like there is a power vacuum and these terrible people are going to use that as an excuse to do
Yeah.
like terrible things under the guise of an apocalypse.
Hmm.
And so it's just like I don't know, it definitely feels very realistic. And just like
It's the notion of someone's got to do it. Why not me?
yeah. Um
Ay, ay,
I
ay.
most we mostly been talking about the first one because like that one is just I definitely feel more
It's more it's better.
I liked the grocery scene. But I was sitting there
Oh,
and
that it was
I was like
goofy.
something
I liked
terrible
it.
is gonna happen.
I mean, it was just I liked that. It was just like a fun little moment, and like it was a little bit reminiscent of one of the Night of the Living Dead sequels. Um,
Which I have
I
not
forget which
watched. I'm
one.
sorry.
I watched both of them actually. I think a lot of people think the second one is really good. I liked it less than the third one. Controversial hot take, I guess. But the third one, I thought it was fucking awesome. It rips. But the second one
Nice.
has a score by Goblin, which I mean, yeah,
Like awesome. Like
exactly.
I'm already sold.
Goblin deep.
Um I also wrote down there was like one scene where like Killing Murphy was going up the stairs and there was like this written like
Yes,
repent the end is extremely fucking nigh.
fucking nigh. That
That
shit
was
was
very
so
cool.
hard. I saw that and I was like, end nigh. Oh, the end is extreme. Oh, that's the it's spray paint. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then he like punches like a priest or something who's like a zombie priest. He's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm Irish.
Um with Selena as a character, like there was also like definitely like at the end there were also like racial
Jar of
implications.
venom, let there be carnage.
I did not know that. Anyway, I was mentioning
Yeah.
like I definitely feel like the women in the movie are like I definitely feel like they could have been written stronger. I do think Selena had like definitely more of a character in the first half of the movie, and then like kind of just not as much. Um, Hannah like she's just an annoying fucking kid. Like there's nothing else to it.
Kill
But
yourself.
there were like I remember at the end there were some like racial comments towards Selena, and also there's that like intersectionality of being black and a woman in apocalypse and like racial stuff like men white British men
Yep.
Yeah. Um,
Nothing
there's
worse than a white man, except a white British man.
this is bad.
This
Um,
is true.
there's also like a unique cultural aspect to these. More so the first one, because like in the second one they introduce Americans with guns and shit. Like
Jeremy
okay.
Renner.
But there like in the EU and in like England, I think this is before they seceded from the EU. But like in Europe, the gun laws are a lot stricter. So like you won't
Pussy
see the
shit.
average person you won't see the average person in apocalypse with like a fucking shotgun like you do in American apocalypse settings. So like we see a lot of them using machetes and stuff until we get to the like scenes with the soldiers where they are allowed to have guns because like I think it's only like army and police people can have them.
Hell
But
yeah.
I think that's a very like I don't know. I think it's just an interesting difference from like American zombie stuff, um, because zombie media is so like I feel like very much like U.S. located.
Mhm.
At least a
Yes.
lot of the ones I've seen, um, and so like it's just interesting to see how it affects other countries because like you know you're not gonna like the average person doesn't have guns.
I th-
Um,
I think the origin of zombies, like in media, not media, but like in like culture itself, is in like African folklore, which is
I
really
think
cool.
that's yeah.
And then it like kind of evolved into like something or other. Like it was like kind of taken by a white man, and like he wrote a book. Like, but like he wasn't like saying like, "Hey, look what the thing I made." He was like explaining his experience like in these cultures. And then like I think there's a movie from the 30s or the 20s called like The White Zombie, and that was like the actual first appearance of like a zombie on
Hmm.
screen. Night of the Living Dead, of course, like you said earlier, like
It
revolutionized
kind
things.
of really I think it really started the genre,
Yeah,
but like
like
obviously there's stuff to come before it.
it like invented the mythos of like you shoot it in the head and it that's how you kill it and all these things. But the origins of zombies actually I think is a um I might be wrong, but it has to do with sort of this idea of like even in death you are still like a slave. Um I might cut this out because I do not know much about this and I don't want to just like say some
If you
shit.
want to do research after and if this ends up being like completely wrong, obviously you can cut it out. I don't know
No, yeah,
this, so
but yeah, but that's to my knowledge. That is kind of like the origins of it in like in the cultural contexts, which is like horrifying as implication, and like that is a thing of like zombies. Are they still like conscious?
this like it's very interesting because like in certain zombie I'm mentioning The Last of Us again. I'm sorry. Like that it's
This
just
is
my
just a
favorite.
Last of Us episode.
It's no, it's not. We'll make an actual one and then I get to yap even more. I say this as
Got
you're the
you.
one with the fucking tattoo, bro. Like I need to get it. I keep thinking about getting it.
Do it.
What was I oh my god, what was I gonna say?
Conscious
Like when the
zombies.
runners, which is like the first stage of infected, in that series, you can like hear them crying as they're like eating their loved ones or people, and it's very like it's very interesting to see like argue about like oh are they actually like do they still see what's happening but like have no control over like their motor functions like they're just being forced to do it or are they entirely gone. um and there was like a scene in 28 Weeks Later where like I don't know the fucking girl was shooting like holding the gun to like her father and then like I don't know like he was looking at her for a second and then she shot him.
Yeah, like
So
he hesitates when he sees his children.
yeah,
And it's very clear that there is something in there, like regarding like he's still a dude. Um
he did still bite his own son though, but he
based
ended up being immune. So
based dad.
killed kids.
Well, he's just eliminating more British people, so
Thank God.
disclaimer,
Oh,
we don't actually hate British people.
oh
Don't
also
don't hurt us.
and no, I do.
I should. I'm Irish.
I'm Scottish, I think. Like a
You're
very
fine
small
then.
amount. Yeah, I don't know.
You're
I'll
fine.
still hate him.
Nothing happened in Scotland ever.
I don't know. Um. Oh, also, like you, when I was watching this, you texted me like, "Let me know when you get to the helicopter scene." Why are they talking about jerking each other off and stuff? Like, it's
Oh,
crazy
I
that
forgot about that.
like I think it is so crazy
It's
when
such a weird
straight
movie.
men say shit like that to each other,
I
or
think it's
like
awesome.
I. It's really funny, but I'm sitting there like, why are
Yeah.
we talking about this?
Why
Like,
aren't we talking about this
why would
more?
you like to? Would you like to share something with
Well,
us?
I mean, like, it's that kind of thing where, like, in locker rooms, like, men are like, "How big's your dick?" And then they show each other their
Yeah.
dicks. This never happened to me. I was asked in like middle school and high school, like, "How big's your dick?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Back to Jeremy Renner. I love this man. This is
He's
like the
so
era when he was in everything. Like,
He's in the
Jeremy Renner.
town. He's in the fucking town.
That is a pretty good movie.
I like that movie.
I mean, like, and not really. Okay, this isn't really the era when he's in everything, but like, Jeremy Renner was kind of like the guy who's going to replace everyone. Like he was replacing Killian Murphy in a way in this.
Yeah.
Um, he was like kind of he was in Mission Impossible 4 and like yeah, and he was like kind of like the new Ethan Hunt, and then they just kind of got
Oh,
rid of him. He
thank
was in
God.
he was in Jason Bourne 4 as Aaron Cross, the as adjacent Bourne. Um, it's weird. Jeremy Renner's just he just shows up, and I kind of love that.
I still feel bad. Like I feel a little bit bad for him because after the accident he went through, like he was
Yeah,
gonna be in
Marvel
Hawkeye season 2, but they like did
offered him
not
half
pay.
the money.
Yeah, it was like he was like, "What? Am I half the guy now that I've been in the accident?" I'm like,
Well, no, you're half
that's
the
hard.
guy because you lost the app. He lost the app, so why would we want him still?
Um.
Because
Okay.
how can we
About
talk about him?
one other thing I want to mention about 28 Weeks Later is I thought you like went got up and disappeared for a second, and I was
Disappear. Oh,
anyway. Anyway, what the fuck was I? Oh, I remember I was gonna say like in the first part of the movie, like instead of like showing us, they just explain like the 5 week mark, the blah 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 week mark,
yeah, it
like
was annoying.
reconstruct. Like I just like I hate when movies do that. Like the only time I guess it makes sense is Star Wars because like you already got so much shit going on that you have to
Somehow
explain to people.
Palpatine returned, or
Kill
like
me.
let's explain like trade embargoes to you as like a 5-year-old. Thank you,
Um,
George Lucas.
but yeah, like it was at like 11 week, like the infected die from starvation like 5 weeks later.
Very interesting.
That isn't it. Like I think it works for somewhere like England slash Great Britain because it's such a like a small island. But if we were in the fucking like United States, they are not dying from starvation. There's 300 million
Everyone
people
is
here.
so fat.
That's not what I was getting
There's
at.
so much to eat. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I was
kidding.
gonna say, and also like
Well,
United
think of
States.
Zombieland. There's Twinkies everywhere.
I think I watched that one.
It's pretty good.
It was okay. Um, but yeah, I also like United States is connected to a huge continent, so like
This is
the
true.
zombies are gonna always have somewhere to keep going. But England is an island, which kind of leads me to like something that doesn't make sense in 28 weeks later that's mentioned in 28 days later is that like someone mentions in 28 days later that the outbreak has spread to New York and Paris, but it's and then they also say that England was only affected about by it, which like it doesn't really make sense to me. So I don't know if they like retcon that or like what they're doing, but
I do not remember this, but that is interesting.
maybe I'm
Maybe they learned how to
misunderstanding.
swim.
Maybe they did learn how
Can
to swim.
zombies swim?
But I think also like the way that it's spread, I guess, is
It
like
takes
maybe
like
through
10
planes.
seconds for you to turn.
Yeah, which like also doesn't really make sense. So
Yeah, so
I
like
don't know. I don't know. Like it makes sense in like places like in settings where like I'm gonna say like The Last of Us, where like depending on where you get bit, you will either not turn right away, or like if you get bit in like the head or something, I think you turn like in like almost instantly. But like if you get like bit on like the leg or the arm, it takes like hours or even days for you to like.
What if they bite your dick? Well, you're jerking off Jeremy Renner.
I think you should cut that out. I'm,
What?
I'm just kidding. Why would you say that? Why would you have to make me visualize that? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, but oh my god. Okay, I'm looking through my notes. Um,
Damn, you took notes. I didn't.
I did.
To be
Um,
fair, when I watched this, I didn't know we were doing an episode on it.
that's fair. I think like in general, when you have sequel stuff, the scope obviously has to widen of the sequel. But like I feel like it widened way too much with the second one because like it's a huge district now, and now there's military, and now there's American military intervening because we have to involve ourselves in every other country
Oh
in the
yes,
world, of course, always, even during zombie apocalypses, we have to. Um,
I
but
agree.
I liked it more in the original where it was just more about like this one small group of people and like
Yeah,
um and just like um Killian Murphy awesome, like I don't know, like I will be more locked in with him because he's a cool guy, but
mm.
like
And
there's
Brendan Gleeson was in the first one. Fucking Christopher Eccleston was the freaky fucking like military commander.
yeah,
Everyone's favorite Thor villain, Malekith the Dark Elf from Thor: The Dark World.
that's also the name of an Elden Ring character, Malekith.
Malekith.
Yep.
Interesting. They stole it, obviously.
um I forgot what I was gonna say, but
Sorry.
it just I don't know, like just like even though I have issues with some of the characters in the first one, like at least I at least I do care about them. I do not fucking care about these stupid ass kids in the second one because they piss me off. That entire fucking family pissed me off, especially the dad. Like
Yeah.
stupid
I
ass
I,
horny motherfucker.
I did kind of like how they just made the dad a complete and totally abhorrent person.
Yeah.
Like there was no half measures with him. He just sucked ass, and I was like, okay, I can respect that. You just made a guy I hate. Cool.
Okay, I also like I can't believe I just forgot to mention it until now. The fucking theme song, the soundtrack, awesome.
No, it hits. It's so
It's
good.
it's very good. I like anytime I talk about music or like soundtracks, like it is so hard for me to talk about it because I'm not a musically inclined person at all. So I don't really know what I'm talking about. So I'm just like, unless there's like a very distinct like instrument, I don't really know what things are. So like, but I
Drum,
I think it's awesome. Drum, just like the movie Whiplash.
piano, like the movie The Piano. Yeah, I don't know. It's your
Um. Oh, I also said the driver is on the wrong side. Like I always forget that like
they're
in
British.
Europe the driver. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's all of Europe because I don't know. I see some movies where a car like the European like some parts of Europe have driven on our side too. I don't fucking know. If anyone from Europe is watching this, can you like let me know what side of the road
For our
or
European viewers,
because we have so many. Our
yes,
Minecraft one is doing numbers though.
it is. It's got. Let's check. No, I'm kidding.
I was listening to it earlier today. Um
Damn, that means one more view. La 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 lava.
oh, I also mentioned that
Chicken.
one scream sound effect from the first one that's like in everything.
Yeah, I
I
think there was
don't
like
know
a.
where it or like originated from or like but I always hear it. I'm like
Oh, the
I know
Wilhelm
that one.
scream.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, that's from that's from like a action film from I think the not an action, like the 50s. I want to say
Huh.
Wilhelm scream origin. Um, 1951 film Distant Drums.
Hmm. That's cool that a lot of movies use a sound bite from the 50s.
No, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, like, yeah, movies are
Um,
cool.
this is true. Um, I was commenting on so Jake had made why am I saying had made? He made a video about like
Sure.
perspective of video games and how you have to fake it until you make it, and I commented about a bunch of shit about like movies and films that do that. So like Lord of the Rings with like the dwarves and stuff, they would have the taller people like closer and then like the shorter people
Mm.
back. They also do that in Elf, I
Yeah.
think. Um, and
Yes.
so
Yes.
it's just cool like the connection. That's not related at all to what we're talking about. I'm so sorry, but I just thought about that. I don't know.
Sure.
I think movies are cool.
This is
Um,
true. I agree.
what is this podcast about? Gee, I wonder. Are movies cool,
Mo-
guys?
Monkey.
Uh,
Monkey.
um, yes or no?
Okay, so 28 days later is a big fat yes. 28 years later is a big fat Jeremy Renner. Wait,
You
no,
said
that's
years.
wait. Yeah, he's in that one.
Is Jeremy Renner in the new one? Oh my god.
I oh, he fucking burned to death.
I don't fucking
No,
know. There's
imagine
gonna
if
be
he
like
came back.
flashback scenes or some
No,
shit.
he comes down from the stars and he's like, "It is me, Jeremy Renner,
Download my new
the
app.
actor Jeremy Renner." Um, no, 28 days later. I mean, months.
Weeks. You're you're
There's too
fucking it
many.
up.
There's too much time.
There
28
is too much time.
weeks later is a no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, same for me. 28 days later, yes. 28 weeks later, no. But I am very excited to see the new one.
Yeah,
When it comes out because it looks good.
I
And
need to watch 28 months later.
I fucking, I really want to now out of
I'm
curiosity.
I'm very intrigued.
Um, but yeah, the original is a lot better. That goes without saying. Oh, also, is it who the fuck is in the new one? Isn't it like
Uh,
Aaron Taylor
Aaron
Johnson?
Taylor Johnson, fucking Rafe Fiennes, Jodie Comer, um,
See, Aaron
and
Taylor
I don't
Johnson
know.
is in a lot of things that I
He's an
like,
amazing actor.
but I feel so bad for him because like he like legitimately
Well,
got groomed and it's like heartbreaking.
oh, I thought you were talking about the really good movie Craven,
Uh,
which we need to watch.
yeah, that will that will be funny.
We need to watch
Um,
that Intoxicated. That
we
would
would
be
never do
awesome.
that. We would never, guys. We would never do that. That
We
was a
need to
joke.
we need to watch Madam Web High. I think that would kill us.
I think I would die. I think I would die. Okay. Should we do questions?
Yes, please.
Wait,
Wait, it's
does it
quiz.
go questions or quiz first?
It is quiz then questions, but we can just do what we
Are you
want.
sure? I don't care. I have the quiz pulled up right now.
Okay.
Say if
Lex is
it's
quizzing me because I forgot.
because you're chopped. Just kidding.
I don't
Um,
have paper, so doing it off
okay.
the dome.
I'll type it down as I'll do like I don't know. I'll track it down on my doc. Okay, so 3.5 stars. Vitamin C said on October 19th, 2022. This isn't even a virus outbreak. British people will just be like that.
28 days later.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The second one is 3 stars. Kim said on April 21st, 2021. You could play that score over footage of someone taking a shit, and I still give it a couple stars. It goes so hard.
Oh. Oh, this feels like a red herring because you talked about the score earlier. I'm gonna say 28 days later still.
Eh.
Was it 28
It was
the
28
weeks?
weeks. Yeah, it was 28 weeks later.
I almost said months again.
I saw. Okay, so I didn't know that that was the one that like the 28 months was like an actual movie because I saw it on Letterboxd. I was looking this up. I was like, is this like a fake thing like that someone just put on Letterboxd? No, apparently it's actually a real movie. Like you
Yep.
said, I just thought it was like some like joke thing that someone put.
Bro, only 62 people on Letterboxd have seen it.
That's fucking crazy. And there's no
Oh, it's called
reviews.
28 months after. That's why.
That's so stupid. Why are
Oh,
you
I'm
like on
excited
the
to watch
bottom half? Like,
because I feel like it.
okay. Okay. Number three. One star. Cedric Storer said on March, I said 12th and then put ST on the end. It's a March 12th.
Welst.
12th. March 12th,
New day
2020.
just dropped.
March 12th, 2020. Haha, timing. So many dumb decisions in this movie really nailed the authenticity on England's pandemic response.
Is this the movie Shaun of the Dead?
Is that your answer?
Oh, I feel like you're gonna fuck with me.
Okay, well, you already said it, so
Yeah, it's Shaun of the Dead.
no. It's
Is it
28 weeks
28?
later.
Ah, god damn it, motherfucker.
Um,
Ah,
5 star. Okay, number 4. 5 stars. Laird, I think that's how you say it, said on July 17th, 2017. I'm afraid of Americans, just like the David Bowie song. That's not just like the David Bowie song is not in the review. I just said that.
David Bowie.
Did you know that song by David Bowie? Trent Reznor did the music for as well. That's
I
why
did. You've told me this multiple
I'm
times.
so sorry. I forget about
No,
things.
no, I think
I
it's
just
funny.
and I fucking love the video because it's just fucking Trent Reznor chasing David Bowie. Anyway, what's
As
your
I
answer?
mean, if Trent Reznor chased me, I'd be like, "Oh my god, it's Trent Reznor," and then
Yeah,
he'd kill me. Um,
yeah.
let's see. 2017. I'm afraid of Americans. This God, I think everything is a lie. Is this Captain America Civil War? No. This is 28 weeks later. I know it's not, but fucking just tell me what it is.
It's Night of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah. I was trying to think of a Jeremy Renner film.
Did you say have you gotten 3 wrong?
Maybe.
I think you did. Okay. Um. Okay, so the last one is 4 stars. Jay said on August 31st, 2023. If I was in that situation, first thing I would have done is poo in Buckingham Palace.
28 days later.
Yes. So you
Thank
got
God.
2 right and 3 wrong.
That's pretty good.
You're
That's pretty
pretty
good.
good. You're pretty
Pretty
good.
good, man. Pretty
You
good.
you have like like I can tell that you've slowly gotten better at it over time.
Thank you.
It's amazing. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Do we want to do questions now?
Yes.
Okay.
I can go first. I have like four.
Okay.
Let's see. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Okay. So the
I only have
first one is
2.
from the
Damn.
first. Well, two of them aren't questions. Wait. No, one of them is into question. The other ones aren't. Wait. No, two of them are not question. Shut up. I told myself to shut up. What is happening? The first one is from friend of the show, Tay.
Hello,
She
Tay.
said, she said meow.
Meow.
Thank you, Tay. Thank you, Lex, for that reenactment. um, Paxton, friend of the show, said,
Hello, Paxton.
"Is she killing all my Murphys for 28 days?"
Thank you.
Oh, she could do that. Who's she? This is a good question, but I appreciate that, Paxton. Thank you. Second question from Paxton. Which media has the scariest zombies? The Last of Us, World War Z, etc.
I have not watched
Not
World
World
War
War.
Z.
Okay, wait, maybe World War Z because they like create like a mountain to climb a wall. That shit was kind of scary.
Well, I would say, well, based on the stuff that I've seen, I'm gonna go with The Last of Us because I don't want to be turned into a fungus.
Big fungus.
Big fungus. But they're just like super scary, um, and there's like there's a fucking huge ones, um,
Bloater.
and there's like too many factors going on with that. Like there's clickers which can't see, but they like are super good at hearing, and like there's spores and shit too. Like there's too much of that I have to deal with. I would not want to deal with that. What is your answer?
I might go with World War Z. Those motherfuckers are
I
wild.
should watch that.
It's like kind of mid.
Oh, okay.
The book is better, I've heard. But like I don't know, Brad Pitt zombie movie that kind of fucks.
Ooh. We should. I feel like we should. I feel like we could do like a book thing at some point, but I don't think either of us can read.
Motherfucker, I'm a film major. You see me reading
Yeah.
anything? I'm too busy on the Jeremy Renner app. Connect with two-time Academy Award nominee Jeremy Renner on his official app.
It's so funny. Do you have any more questions?
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry.
I'll see if we have any on our page too. I don't think we got any, but
So Logan Breen said
Michael,
thoughts on Jeremy Renner. I love him. His app should come back.
I
Um, I,
agree.
I think he should be in everything. He should replace every actor, every director, every writer. He should be everyone.
I did like the Hawkeye TV show. Thought he was
I
funny.
also did. That was
I
fun. I
fucking
really
love
liked
the
that.
the whole storyline with like the LARPers. Like that was super silly. And
I think that was my
also
least favorite part.
Yelena is just
Well,
she's one
she's
of
the
my she's
goat.
one of my favorite Marvel characters right now. Thunderbolts, pretty good. Pretty
Thumbs
good.
up.
I was just looking on Instagram. The first thing that came up was Tom Cruise in front of like a Sinners background. He's
Yep.
my fucking goat. Okay, like I know
Tom
he's a
Cruise.
Scientologist, but like he's so
I don't care.
he
I don't
loves
care.
movies. Like he
Did
loves
you?
movies with his whole heart, and it makes me
I
happy.
I heard this earlier. I didn't hear it. I read it on Instagram. So Tom Cruise, he it says Tom Cruise reveals how he tricked everyone in Hollywood to continue making movies in 2020. He said, "This is what I really did. I called one studio and I was like, 'You guys shooting?' And they said, 'We can't. We're all shut down.' And I said, 'You know, we're shooting our movies. We're making our movies.' So I called back a week later and was like, 'How's it going?' They say, 'Oh yeah, we're shooting our films.' I said, 'Because we're coming out next summer. We're on this date. I hope you're not on this date.' They're like, 'Well, we're making our movie. We're coming out next summer.' Then I called the studio I was working with and said, 'Look, all of their guys are making movies. We've got to make movies.' Bro just duped everyone to get the film industry back going. My fucking
I
goat.
love him. Like I know, like I said, I know he's a Scientologist, but I can look past that because he does a
He's
lot
the
for
goat.
the film industry.
Exactly.
I remember when people tried to cancel him because he was yelling at people, but like
Like, because he was being the goat and
Cause it
saying,
like,
fuck you,
cause
you
like they
broke
were like
COVID
they broke like
protocol.
a COVID thing or something. They
And
did
he
something,
was
and
like,
he
I
was
will fucking end
like
you.
he was like, I've given you guys like all jobs, and like we need to keep this industry going. Like I was like, why are we canceling him over this? Okay, let me. Do you have any more questions, or should I do mine?
That was it.
Okay, friend of the show, Connor, who is in well, the D&D campaign that I'm currently in as well. He said. What differentiates this from other zombie media, and do you think this difference is positive or negative?
British negative.
This is true. Um, like we mentioned it earlier, but it's definitely like because a lot of zombie media are based in the United States. And also like I think people tend to connote zombie with like trashy films.
In a way,
I
yeah.
think we've kind of grown past that now, but there are a lot
Yeah,
of
I mean, there is like, I mean, horror in general has had that reputation until recently. There's like prestige or like highbrow horror, but like think of 19. Did my mic mute? No, it didn't. Think of 1970, no, 1981. Um, Evil Dead. That's a zombie movie. You know, like that was like, and it was like rated like X or some shit. Like it wasn't like allowed to release in some places, and like people have considered horror cinema trash cinema until like pretty recently with shit like Hereditary and Midsummer, which I mean, like I
and
think they're
Sinners.
okay.
Which like Sinners, like I don't know, for me it doesn't like it's not really scary, but it's still horror, I guess.
Yeah, but like I think what it does with horror is it kind of fuses it into its own for its own purposes, and I really like that.
Yeah,
Shout out the movie Sinners.
peak. Um, friend of the show, Logan Breen. He said
So that's
if
on Jeremy
only
Renner.
he said if only if only there were some kind of app where we could keep updated on Jeremy Renner.
That's right, you motherfucker. But yeah, that. Oh yeah, what have you been watching, doing, reading, listening?
Um, I have been reading. I got it for like eight
Oh yeah,
dollars, so I've been reading the entirety. Hold on.
Bro's got receipts.
I got the entirety of it for $8. Um, and I've been reading it, and it's really good. And I started crying reading it last night.
Damn.
Because
Okay.
it's very emotional, and it's like we talked about it in the last episode we recorded, but there was like the horse being trapped by the barbed wire, like that happened in the new one. That's also
Mm,
in this. And I don't know.
interesting.
It's very sad, like just reading it, but like in a good way. Like it's very well written. Um, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What? Why are you?
It's
I
Jeremy
don't know.
Renner.
What I've been listening to. Well, I have been listening to "I'm Afraid of Americans" by David Bowie a lot. Um,
Why are you afraid of Americans?
I guess I am. Um, I have been listening to this like scene like metal band called I Set My Friends on Fire, and like there's this one album with like a narwhal on it.
I bet Rachel knows who this is.
I feel like she definitely does. But there's this one they have like a cover of "Crank That" by Soldier Boy that's really funny.
Oh,
And
that's what you sent earlier
yeah,
today?
yeah. And two, there's another song that they have called "Ravenous Ravenous Rhinos" that I've had stuck in my head.
Or
Um,
the song "Sex Ed Rocks" or "What the Fuck Would Jesus Do"? This band seems awesome.
yeah. I other than that, I've been watching The Last of Us season 2 as it comes out. No spoilers, obviously. Um, and I will keep my mouth shut because I do not want
Speak
to
no
influence
evil.
anything, but I have thoughts. Um, what have you been doing, watching, reading, listening? Oh, also, I forgot to mention Thunderbolts. I watched that. That was
Yes,
good.
I also watched this movie. It was good. I give it
You
four
also
stars on
watched
Letterboxd.
Mission Impossible.
Did I watch Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning? What a fucking mess of a movie, but like a glorious mess.
We should definitely
Um,
do an episode on that at some point. You
oh my
mentioned
god,
that to me.
please, 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 please. Those movies are so good.
You and
Like
Jack
literally,
Bowman, I know, really like them.
only one of them isn't good, I think, and it's the second one, which Jack Bowman likes because Jack Bowman is stupid.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
If they
I went
watch
there.
it,
Motherfucker, they gave Final Reckoning 5 stars. That's crazy, bro. Sorry, but that's crazy work. Um, I don't even think they listen to this, so whatever.
yeah.
Um, I played Marvel.
I've been playing
um,
Minecraft. We've
I've
both
also been
been
doing
playing
this.
Minecraft. And
I need to.
did you see the
Yeah.
thing that I sent? It was Solid Snake like hiding from a creeper. I sent,
Yes.
yeah, I really thought of you specifically because you have the Solid Snake skin. Snake.
It's so beautiful. Snake. Snake.
Snake.
I would yell, but I'm at home, so I'll be nice.
Yeah.
Um, the fuck else? I don't read. I've been doing crosswords and word searches.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's good for you. You know how to do things. Um, what else? What the fuck else did I do? Oh yeah, I've actually watched a couple movies other than that. And listening to, I've been listening to like Incubus, I think, a bit recently, and
Awesome.
I fucking love
I know,
Incubus.
like Rachel sent me a couple songs to listen to, and I started listening to them a little
What she
bit.
saying? You like as we think we is, as
Um,
we think we is,
I don't know. I don't know.
vitamin.
I have to go through. I have that song stuck in my head. Like
You
that song is
stare
definitely
at
my
me like a
favorite besides Drive.
I really like Are You In? I like I Miss You. I like In My Room or Here in My Room. I don't remember which one it is. That and As We Think We Is, which is fucking amazing.
Oh,
But
I also forgot to mention. Sorry. Like every time you talk, I start remembering other
no,
things
I
I've been
get that.
doing. I also started this show on Netflix. I know Netflix is scary, but it's pretty good so far. I'm watching it with my friend Grace. Um, called The Fall of the House of Usher. It's
Oh
basically
yeah, that's
it's a bunch of Edgar Allan Poe stories like combined into one TV show, and it's really good so far. It's about terrible rich people, and I like
yeah,
shows like that. So
it's Mike Flanagan who's really good. He actually has a film coming out this summer called The Life of Chuck, starring Tom Hiddleston, Matthew Lillard, Mark Hamill. It's a crazy cast, like a very good ensemble cast. I really want to see it because Matthew Lillard's in it and he's my goat. I think Matthew Lillard is in Fall of the House of Usher, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll have
Um,
to. I'm not that far in, but I'll have to. I'll
could be
have to
wrong.
look. Um.
But recently I also watched Vanishing on 7th Street, which is like some interest. It's like it's like a low budget horror film from 2010. It's interesting. It's really interesting. I actually like the concept of it. I think the execution is pretty bad. But the concept is really cool. It's literally just one day everyone disappears essentially, except for
Wow.
like a couple people, and like you have to stay in light, and if not, like if like shadows are like come after you, or like you are like in shadow, exactly, if you're in shadow you disappear, and like all that's left is your clothes. It's like really freaky in some parts, and I
Wait,
think it's a
this is
really
just like
awesome concept.
Thunderbolts.
It is. That's actually like why we watched it. My sister and my mom watched it, I think, and they're like, this reminds us of this of Thunderbolts, so we watched it. Yeah, but yeah, it was cool. um yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. See ya. I think
That's
every
about it.
time you say that, I do the moist critical joke because he says that at the end of every single one of his videos.
Ooh, baby, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Uh, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube.
Spotify.
Apple.
uh
Do we have Apple Podcasts? No.
no, no,
I always
no,
forget if we don't. That's
no.
fine. Yeah. Send us questions via our email, which will be
Email us.
on. It's like on the fucking video. Like you edit it on the video. I don't need to say it every time. If you're or for the audio people, originalsinpod at Gmail. Like
.com.
originalsinpod Instagram. Yeah. I don't know what our next episode is gonna be yet, but it'll be awesome.
It might be like, I want to do Fantastic Four and Superman. So it might be one of those, depending.
That would be no, that would be good.
Well, because
Yeah.
they're coming out too, and I think with Superman, there's what, one, two, three, four, five, six, it's like maybe seven Superman films, so that might be a lot for one episode, but it could be fun.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, there are
It's
four
just
of them.
there's four? I thought there was only
It,
two.
there is Fantastic Four. There's Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. There's Fan Four Stick, and there's also the like TV movie from the '90s.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I really want to watch the TV movie. I've heard it's like really strange. There's also like a TV
Strange.
Captain America film. There's at least two of them, I think. One of them is like JD Salinger's kid is in it or something.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I don't know. Yeah, it's very strange. There's a Doctor Strange film also, like from the '90s. Yeah, I don't
Crazy.
know. Marvel cinematic history is very, very, very fascinating. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what the next episode is,
Yeah.
and we'll see you in the next video. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.
Bye.
Wait.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.